Bula from Suva, Fiji. Let me begin by saying thank you to all of you for the support that you continue to show our family as we labor here in Fiji with the Bible Institute at Raiwaqa. The last couple of years have been challenging in many ways for our family. We've had some losses with the unexpected passing of Devan's father, John McCain, last year to cancer, as well as our oldest son, Austin, leaving home for the first time to return to the U.S. to attend Freed-Hardeman University. This year, as many of you have struggled with the virus, it's also impacted the work here. The biggest way that short course teachers have not been able to travel to be with us, and we've missed the encouragement from having those visiting teachers to help with our work. And of course, the fact that we are not able to be home this year reporting at this time and seeing all of our family and our Christian friends as we had planned. But with the challenges, God has provided blessings for us. The best way we've seen the blessings is how God has shown us His love through the love and the support of our Christian friends and family. Making sure that you got Devan home so that she could be with her family when her father passed. Watching out for our son Austin as he's left us and we can't be there to watch out for him, but to know that we have many of you who check up on him and look out for him and are there when he needs help. And so we want to say thank you for all of the blessings that you have shown to our family. But even with the closing of some doors this year, we've also had other doors open for us. And so since I can't be there to report in person, let me spend just a few minutes on this video sharing a little bit about our work here in 2019 and 2020. In 2017, Devan and I, along with our children, moved here to Suva, Fiji to join my parents, Rocco and Debbie Pierce, in establishing a new training school here in Fiji. The goal of the program was to train Christians here in Fiji as well as throughout the South Pacific in things like teaching and preaching and evangelism to help develop church leadership here among the local brethren. And we have been very blessed so far to have a great work. Dad and I are joined on the teaching staff by Brother Mosi Silo, one of our first graduates, who also teaches here in our program. We're also helped by Brother Peter Lee, another graduate of our program who serves as a financial officer for the school, and Sister Va Tara, who is also a graduate of our program who works as a cook, providing lunch meals for our students on a daily basis. Over the last couple of years, we have been privileged to provide a total of 48 courses to our students. Last year, I was able to teach 9 of those classes, and this year I've been able to teach another 10 of those classes. Some of the classes I've taught include Christian evidences, backgrounds of early Christianity, Old Testament history, as well as 4 sessions in the Greek language and teaching classes on the books of Hebrews, as well as the books of the major prophets and the minor prophets. Last year, we were privileged to have 4 graduates from our program. Brother Kitty from the Nela congregation here in Fiji, Brother Samuela from the 10 Miles congregation here in Fiji, as well as a couple of international students, Brother Osser, who came to us from Pohnpei in Micronesia, as well as our Brother Alphonsus, who came to us from the Solomon Islands. This year, we had another 6 graduates, all of them from here in Fiji. 5 of them serving in the Raiwaqa congregation as teachers and church leaders. This year, our graduates were Sister Maura Lee, Brother Atika Mezzaloma, Sister Nancy Silo, and Brother Lesio and Sister Jacinta Sarara, as well as our Brother Mavono, who came to us from the Deladamanu congregation about an hour and a half outside of Suva. All of these students have shown a love for God, and we expect great things for them in the future. When I was a missions major at Freed-Hardeman University, One of the things I remember being emphasized over and over in my mission classes was that the key to successful mission work is flexibility. The ability to change and adapt to the ever-changing circumstances of the mission field. And boy, has 2020 put that to the test. As many of you have experienced, early on in the year 2020, we here in Fiji were forced to shut down our program for several weeks due to the novel coronavirus. For 5 weeks, we were not able to meet at the school at all or to teach any classes. Technology did not allow us to offer the classes online as has happened in the U.S. And so eventually we were able to record some classes, download them onto tablets, and distribute them to our students on a weekly basis. Once we were able to resume classes, in order to be able to make up the lost time, we had to completely reorganize our schedule in such a way that we could teach all the classes that were necessary and still graduate on time on October 31st. But God provided the opportunity and we were able to rise to the challenge. Other challenges were that we weren't able to have short course teachers visit us, which is always such an encouragement to our work. That meant that Dad, Brother Amosi, and myself had to take on additional courses we were not intending to teach. We also had to offer a couple of classes purely in audio form, as a couple of short course teachers were able to record their lessons and send them to us. But through all of these efforts, we were able to get the courses done, and we were able to graduate our students on time. But maybe the biggest challenge to this year is that the virus has shut down our ability to recruit new students for the 2021 school year. Unfortunately, we will not be able to have new students coming in from overseas due to the quarantine measures that are currently in place in Fiji and in the South Pacific. We are making efforts to expand our outreach, though, throughout Fiji, and hopefully we can recruit additional students from among the Fijian congregations. Please pray for our efforts as we continue to adapt to this situation. While 2020 did provide several challenges to our work, it also brought some blessings and some opportunities for us to expand the work that we are doing here. One of the ways that we've expanded the work here in Suva is by starting a new Monday night program that's designed to target those Christians here in Suva who are interested in studying and growing in the faith, but are not able to commit to the full-time program due to family commitments and especially to working jobs to provide for those families. And so each Monday night we offer a course here at the school. Many of those courses are being taught by our brother Amosi Silo, who has also been given the responsibility of being the director of that night program. So far we have already offered 4 courses from our program. And the students are working towards a 12-course certificate. And should they choose at the end of those 12 courses to enroll in the full-time program, they'll be given credit for any class that they have completed in the night program. We've already seen a great deal of enthusiasm. Some of our courses have been larger than others, but we've had as many as 10 or 11 to enroll in some of the courses that we've offered. One class that was taught by Dad on preparing a sermon and how to write a sermon, we actually had 3 men who would drive from the other side of the island 4 hours each way every Monday night for 8 weeks in order to take the class. And we've personally witnessed the improvement that they have shown in their preaching and teaching through the information they gathered from that class. But through that night program, what it showed us is there was a need for something to be done for the churches on the other side of the island, where there are congregations in Nandi, Laetoka, and Ba. And so with the shutdown and the inability of us to come home this year, Dad and I got together and we formed a plan for doing some work on the other side of the island. And we began teaching a series of classes over there. 2 weekends a month, Dad and I travel to the other side of the island where we teach courses all day on Saturday. So far, Dad has taught 2 4-week classes, one on leadership from the book of Nehemiah, the other on an introduction to hermeneutics. And then I've taught an 8-week course on backgrounds of early Christianity. These have been extremely well attended, with 9 or 10 students showing up for each class, all of them male students. In addition, we've offered a couple of classes for the women that were taught by my mother, Debbie, and my wife, Devan, on how to teach children's Bible classes. And they had a large number of women to attend those classes. And the students are already excited about learning new classes beginning in January, when I hope to offer a series of a couple of conferences on marriage, or seminars on the topic of marriage. And so please pray for that effort, as well as the future classes we intend to teach in the West beginning next year. The truth is, great mission works require great support groups. And you have been a part of that support group. Over the last couple of years, we have been blessed so richly from the support of both individuals and congregations of the Churches of Christ. We have received donations from individuals that allowed us to purchase the tablets that we needed to offer classes by video when we couldn't meet in person due to the coronavirus. When word went out from us that many of the Christians were struggling here financially, we had individual Christians get together and donate funds to purchase food for our students. And we saw the love of Christ expressed in that gift to our students, and then we saw them share that love with others, as many of them took the food that was given for their family and they divided it up and they shared it with other people that they knew were in need. We've also had gifts from congregations who support this work. We've had Christians who have donated books and Bibles that we have been able to hand out to our students that they can use and read and study in the years to come. As well as having congregations that have provided the funds for us to start this new work in Nandi. When the call went out that we had a door open to work in the West, we just needed the funding to furnish an apartment. Many of you rose to the challenge and you answered the call and you sent the funds that have allowed us to establish a place to carry out that work. There are so many other things that I don't have time in this video to point out. But let me just say that they are not unnoticed, they are not unappreciated. For everything that you have committed financially, we want to say thank you. But even more than your financial support, we could not do this without your emotional and spiritual support. We want to thank you for the calls, for the emails, for all the ways that you have reached out to us to let us know you are thinking about us. And we especially want to thank you for the prayers for us, for our families, and for the work that we are doing. It is my sincere hope and prayer that God will continue to bless each one of you as He has blessed us and the work here through your support. Panaka Vaka Levu. Thank you very much.